What's going on, Accumulation Nation? It's your boy Silver Forever, and today we are going to be talking about a new thing that I've invented. And you might be wondering, what the heck is this, Silver Forever? Well, the answer is it's kind of like one of those political compass maps that you might have seen before, but instead it has to do with precious metals. And I think that this is a useful way not only to get your own philosophy in order, but also to think about where other people in the community might fall on this political compass. And let me explain to you how this works. So on the vertical, we have gold and silver, and on the horizontal, we have stacker and collector. Now, the truth is that a lot of us, like myself, like to stack both gold and silver. And you know what? I like to collect too. I just opened up my 20th 1/10 ounce gold coin a moment ago. Clearly, that is not a stacking strategy. If I'm interested in stacking gold and maybe I only afford that much per month, then so be it. But in my case, I'm actually looking for unique designs every time. And that's kind of a recent development. Over the years, I would say on this map here, where do you fall here on this grid? I have A through P located here. Maybe some of you are so extreme that you don't even land on this. Maybe you are such a big gold collector that you go right off the page. But for me, because I use both silver and gold, both stacking and collecting, you might find me on this map pretty close to the center here. Now, if we're looking at our stacking compass, well, we can't call it a stacking compass because there is the collecting aspect. So let's call this the precious metals compass. If we're looking at this and you're wondering where does Silver Forever plant his flag, the reality is I'm not just all about silver. I've got a lot of gold in the stack. I haven't really crunched the numbers at this point, but my guess is that I'm somewhere in the 50-50 range if you were to break it down by value today. Now, historically, when I first got into precious metals, I didn't have a whole lot of liquid cash, let's put it that way. I wanted to get exposure to precious metals, but I also didn't know a whole lot about it. So I wanted to do the sure thing, and what that was American Silver Eagles and 10-ounce generic silver bars. And so that was my initial strategy, which I think, put me squarely down here in the silver stacker category. It was many years before I owned any of my own gold, before I ever considered collecting outside of the American Silver Eagle and the 10-ounce bar format. And so I would say that years ago, Silver Forever would have been in that M category. But things have changed. One of the major things that has changed is that I got the channel. And part of having this channel is sharing with you all some of my cooler, more interesting gold and silver pickups. I was also exposed to certain things like challenges. Spectacular started this 1/10 gold coin challenge. Other people have chosen to carry on with that challenge. I think Speg himself is actually just saying any gold whatsoever, just at least once a month. But as you can see from my video catalog and my channel, I really like to bring out some diversity here in the stack. And I do call it the stack, but I'm beginning to recognize that certain aspects of my precious metals buying habits definitely constitute more collecting than stacking. And oh yeah, the other thing, sure, I have a lot of silver, but gold is becoming an increasingly greater part of my stack, especially over the last few years as premiums have just gotten out of control for silver. And in my opinion, it just makes more sense to get into gold now in a bigger way than I was previously. I am still Silver Forever, don't get me wrong. The name's not changing anytime soon. I'm a young guy. I think there's a lot of potential for silver in the decades to come. My basic strategy, just for me personally, I'm obviously no expert, and I think anybody who's really trying to make any kind of firm predictions or concrete timelines is just bound to be wrong. But what I personally anticipate is that once gold starts to experience a pump in the price, silver will follow suit afterwards. And so I would rather get into gold a little bit heavier now and focus a little bit more on silver later. But who knows? The reality is I'm still steady stacking gold and silver. But I'm doing it in a way that's kind of unique. Whereas before I was solely focused on silver stacking, things like American Silver Eagles back before the insanity of today's premiums. Back in the day, I didn't know any better. You know, I was buying Eagles from APMEX, for instance, so I still did end up paying a pretty heavy premium for the time. Nowadays, it looks like a dream, but I started moving away from silver stacking and kind of getting a little bit more into the collector realm over here and the gold realm. And if I'm being honest with myself, over the past maybe half year, I've definitely moved from being a silver stacker a little bit more into that gold collector region. I'm not like over here collecting Scrooge McDuck coins and things of that nature, but clearly I'm looking for, you know, random gold coin designs, definitely switching things up a little bit. But at the same time, I also am stacking. And the thing that I'm stacking nowadays are these Germania kilo bars, and you'll be seeing more of these on the channel. You'll be seeing more of the new ones. It is a 4/9 fine B series. My original ones, the A series, were actually 3/9 fine, which I found pretty interesting. They have these cool holographic stickers on the back, but this is what I've been doing for silver stacking of late. So then the real question is, how much of my effort is really going into collecting gold over here versus stacking silver? I might be falling right down here in the middle. You know, if we were to look at some other creators out there, I thought it would be a fun exercise to kind of see if I can guess where people might place themselves. And I think it would be really interesting for you to see what you think about your own situation. If I was to plot out my development over the years, maybe it would look a little bit something like this. When I was first starting, I think I was squarely in the silver stacker category. As I started diversifying more and starting the channel, I think I moved over a little bit more into the realm of silver collecting. If you watch some of my older videos, you'll find, you know, I had 17 silver coins from all around the world. I still am really interested in building my silver collection, but I think that I've started to change a little bit more lately and have recently moved up into the gold collector, as you can see with my 1/10 ounce gold coin collection videos. And then even more recently, I've started to flirt a little bit more with gold stacking and silver stacking in the form of those Germania kilo bars. And so it's almost like I'm circling my way in to the point where I'm just gonna be stacking and collecting gold and silver for the rest of my life. I mean, is that a cheating answer? If I was thinking about some other creators, I don't really know how many of them would fall squarely in the middle there, but I really do feel that way about my current precious metals buying habits. You know, if I was thinking about somebody like 2is1, it seems pretty clear that he's gonna be on the top end here in the gold category. Whereas somebody like International Stacker, clearly he has a massive stack if you've ever looked at some of those old videos, but he's got tons of unique, interesting stuff, and a lot of it is silver. So I think International Stacker would fall in this quadrant over here. So that's it for now, folks. I'm gonna go ahead and post a PDF version of this and a link in the description below. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you wanna see more content like this, make sure you hit subscribe and notify yourself. Now, I just love the idea of everybody describing their own experience on this precious metals compass from Silver Forever. I hope you guys have a great day, because Silver Forever is out.